netted about 50 grand.
And you grossed 250? Where in the world did you spend 200,000?
Our net operating income is 97,000.
Okay, so you made 100. You didn't make 50. Brian is in Miami. Hey, Brian, welcome to the Entree Podcast. What's up?
Hi, Dave. It's an honor to speak with you.
You too, sir.
So, I run a small detailing company, just my wife and I and a couple subcontractors. And we gross about $250 a year, last year's revenue. We netted about 50 grand. My question is, we just
Wait a minute. You're detailing cars?
Cars and boats. Yes.
Okay. And you grossed 250? Where in the world did you spend $200,000 in expenses detailing cars and boats?
So along with the detailing, we do small repairs, installations of new equipment, new radios, things like that.
Yeah? And there's $200,000 worth of them? Because you really shouldn't have much expenses in a detail operation.
Right. So,
I mean,
we do a little bit of everything. Our main focus, or I guess you could say our specialty, is doing polishing on both cars and boats, and then basically ceramic coating, which is a fancy name for a wax.
So you got $250,000 gross revenue coming in. You're spending $200,000 on something and netting 50. But your big line you said is the ceramic coating. Now, what are you spending to purchase the materials for the ceramic only?
For the ceramic only, it's not very expensive.
It's labor.
Yes.
And you're the labor.
Correct.
Now, out of the $200,000 of expenses, did you pay you something out of that? Or is that real expenses, not counting you?
So our gross income was $241,000.
I got it. Okay.
Our cost of goods sold was about $30,000.
And that would be the purchase. That'd be the purchase of the cleaning supplies, including the ceramic material.
Correct. Also, any upgrades in, let's say, a new GPS for the boat or a new radio for the car. Certain upgrades like that.
Okay. So you spent $30,000 out of the $240 on that kind of stuff. All right. That's your cost of goods sold, is what you're calling that. Okay. I got you. Supplies. Okay. And and so that gets you to $210, and you netted 50. So where's the rest of this money?
On the P&L, it's showing total expenses of $113,000. Our net operating income is $97,000.
Okay, so you made 100. You didn't make 50.
Yeah, net income is showing $95,000.
Okay, all right. So what is in the 113?
113 includes our utilities, taxes, our supplies, office supplies, rent.
You have a shop. You bring the cars or the boats to your shop.
Correct. We have a warehouse.
Okay, all right. And how much is your rent?
About $2,600 a month.
Okay, so $30,000 a year of the 113 is that. Okay. The other 70 is what? Give me a little breakdown again, because I'm just having trouble figuring out how you possibly could spend, including cost of goods sold. It's now down to $140,000. So you had $30,000 in cost of goods sold and another $100,000 in miscellaneous expenses, which includes $26,000 on rent. So that still leaves $64,000 in miscellaneous. That's where your problem is in that. These numbers are talking to you.
Right. We do contract labor, and there's about $21,000 in contract labor.
Okay, that's there. All right, I got you. So you made $100,000.
Right.
So what's your question?
So our question is, the business is struggling. Cash flow is tough. And we recently just had an opportunity where we could possibly own owner finance my wife's family business.
Which is what?
So, which is a service business, a restaurant, brewery, and winery.
Okay. And it makes money?
So that's the kicker. They are not netting basically anything.
So you want to trade a business that makes $100,000 a year for a business that makes nothing? Why am I doing this?
Right. I mean, when you put it like that, it sounds horrible.
Why would you do that?
Well, the problem is that her parents are 1 foot in and 1 foot out in the company. So
why would you do that? Why would you want to go walk away from $100,000 profit to no profit? And they want to finance it? Why would you pay for it? Why would you pay anything for a business that doesn't make money?
Well, we spoke to them about the buyout as being as what you talk about as taking about 10% of profits.
There's no profits.
Well, they get a salary.
That's not a profit. That's a salary.
Right.
If I bought that business, I'd have to pay somebody a salary to operate it, and I would net zero.
Correct.
I would never buy that business.
Yeah, I mean, it was more, obviously in the past it's done well.
Doesn't matter.
But it was more so that we kept the family business in the family. That was the...
Yeah, how long have they had it?
About 15 years.
Oh, there's nothing nostalgic about that.
No.
They own a brewery and a restaurant for 15 years that doesn't make a profit, and they closed it. That's what they did. That's not keeping the family business. It's not like her great-grandfather started it or something, and he has his name on the beer. I mean, it's nothing. There's nothing nostalgic here at all, man. You're just tired of cleaning cars.
Yeah, I think that's a big factor as well. Is that I'm burnt out.
Yeah,
doing all this on my own.
Yeah. And your problem is, I don't know why you have a cash flow problem, because nothing here described a reason for a cash flow problem. You should have a steady income, gross revs of about $20,000 a month coming in, and your expenses are half of that. And so you should not have a cash flow problem. You're not managing your books well, and you're not managing your receivables well. Maybe you're not keeping are the people paying you on time?
Yes. We do get a 50% deposit up front, and as soon as the car or boat leaves the
before
shop,
they pick up the car, they pay the balance. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, or before you deliver it, or whatever it is. Yeah. Okay. All
Correct.
right. Well, I don't mind if you don't want to be in the business you're in anymore and you sell it, because it makes a profit. But I have zero need for the romance to go buy a 15-year-old business that is not profitable from anyone. It's not a business. It's a hobby. And it's not romantic at all. Just because it's wine and beer doesn't mean we need to be silly about it. I mean, no. If they want to give it to you and you guys make a run at it while you save a bunch of money over on the other side and keep running this for a year and then get this one sold, somebody will buy this business that you've got. It is operating. I mean, you've got a location, you've got a profit, you have a name. That business has some kind of value. And then go over. But if they want to give you the other place, that's fine. Does it have real estate with it?
It does, about 30 acres.
The family business.
Correct.
Okay. Now, owner financing the 30 acres, that's a real estate purchase. That has a value.
Right.
But the actual business is not making a profit, does not have a value. So
no, it doesn't.
Yeah, but I mean, if you want to buy I assume it's got like a distillery on it or something?
It's a brewery, a restaurant, and a winery retail portion.
Yeah. You're making wine in Southern California or Southern Florida?
It's the most southern winery in the United States.
I bet. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting. Okay, fun. Yeah, if you want to do a deal on the real estate, now that does make sense. Okay.
Okay.
But the problem is your household income is zero at this point when you do that. Other than paying yourself the salary out of it that they're paying themselves. But
Correct.
if you guys want to put a value on the real estate and work out how you're going to pay them out of profits for that, which might take a while because there's not any profits. Like if you took their salary, what are they paying themselves as salary? You said 75?
They're paying themselves each, my father-in-law and my mother-in-law, $100,000 each.
Okay. All right. Well, you could create a situation where you said, all right, we're going to buy the real estate for X, and we're going to live on $100,000, and we're going to put $100,000 towards the profit at the bottom, and that creates a profit because y'all are used to living on 100 now out of the detail business, and so you could swap that around. Now that's starting to make a little bit of sense. That's a lot of money they're paying themselves. They force this thing to not be profitable.
Yeah, and that's the problem is that they sucked it dry.
Yeah, so they have. So
and
yeah. So anyway,
like
you guys buy it. You live on 100 out of it. That puts 100 on the bottom line, and you said, okay, we're going to put 80% towards the debt. 80% of profits towards the debt, and year one, if it's run like it was last year, 80% would be $80,000 towards the debt on the real estate. And now, does your wife have siblings?
She does.
Okay. And how old are your parents-in-law?
70 and 60.
Okay, so I need an estate plan also that says that this deal that we're doing is in writing and you own the real estate in your name, and the financing of the real estate does not change upon death, because you're going to be paying her brothers and sisters if after mom and pop are gone if you haven't paid out the real estate out of profits, right?
Right.
So what have they given you a number what they think they want to sell it for?
I mean, they're very they're under the impression that this is a gold mine. Even though I reinstated that it's not making a net profit.
Yeah.
And hasn't been for the past 2 years.
It's not a gold mine.
No.
It's a gold mine where it's a gold mine. There might be some gold in the ground, but nobody's ever seen it.
Right. And that was kind of where we were optimistic about the situation of, well, we could turn it around. Yeah,
it's not the business. What do they want for the real estate? What will they sell it to you for?
I believe the going rate per acre on a commercial acre out here is around 75 to 100 per acre, which is expensive.
You'll never make that work.
Yeah.
You'd be better off to sell the real estate and forget it. They would be better off because they're never. You can't pay the bill on that. You get 38 acres at $100,000 an acre.
30 acres.
Yeah. 30 acres. I'm sorry. So I mean, you can't support that with this business. No, it's a pipe dream. So what happened is they opened a business and ran it, and the only thing they did right in the whole process was they bought real estate. They're going to make all their money on their real estate and none on their business. So if I were them, I'd sell the real estate. And I think you need to go do something else if you want to close your other thing. You cannot support $100,000 an acre on 30 acres with the numbers with $80,000. You won't come close. I mean, you'll be in debt to the family the rest of your life, and you can't clear this. You've got to be able to clear it reasonably quick with the formula that we use, and get away from it. So it's just not. It doesn't work, man. I'm sorry. You do whatever you want to do, but I'm telling you, 10 years from now, you're going to be sitting right where they're sitting if you buy into this silliness. And I think they'd be much better off just to sell the big get a big old pile of money. And man, that's pretty cool. You know, you $3-4 million in your pocket, and somebody buy the real estate and call it a day. And the same thing with your business. Just either figure out a way to get your volume up, and where you're not personally detailing cars and you're using all labor to do it, and then your business is more fun because you're operating a business rather than actually living in you're working on the business rather than in the business, as Gerber says in the E-Myth. What's killing you is you're at the treadmill stage and you don't see a light to get out, and so you're grabbing at straws over here with this other bad deal from the in-laws that's got all this family romance on it, but they're very unrealistic. No, I would stay clear of that deal. You do whatever you want, but you asked, and so there we go.